We are continuing our evaluation of each division in the NBA. This week, we're going to get into the Pacific Division with the Clippers, the Suns, the Lakers, the Sacramento Kings, and Golden State Warriors. We're going to break down where does that division stand, who do we think could be one of the surprises in that division, all that and more. But you know what we got to do first? We got to play that intro.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome to another episode of NBA Central, your number one spot for everything basketball related. We got the full team in the building. We got Big Kev and Steve-O down at the bottom there. Bobby, C-Dub, myself, Haize, we all in the building today, and we are doing an evaluation of the Pacific Division. And we're going to start off with the Los Angeles Clippers. That they did have the best record in that division last year. When you look at it, they added a nice amount of role players to this team. Derrick Jones Jr., Chris Dunn, Nicholas Batum, departures, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, Mason Plumlee as well. This is a team that's moving into a new stadium. Their owner, Steve Ballmer, has already said he will do anything and everything when it comes down to winning. A lot of people have taken that to mean that look out for the Clippers to maybe make a midseason trade if a star player becomes available. They also added Cam Christie to this team as one of the rookies drafted in the second round. But other than that, no real notable additions to this team. Who wants to take this one away first? How you guys feeling about the Clippers?
I mean, the Clippers are super top heavy. They go as Kawhi Leonard and the beard goes. And if either one of them guys miss any amount of time, which is very likely, it's going to be a rough year from them. I think they win like almost 50 games last year
They
with
won
Paul
51.
George, 51 games. I think they're going to be in the mix in the Western Conference to the degree that maybe they're fighting for trying to stay out of the play-in type situation. But I just don't know what type of identity this team is going to have. You know, I love Tyronn Lue as a coach, but it's hard to coach a team with Kawhi Leonard as the leader just based on the last few years of his career and him just not being available, whether it's in the regular season or the playoffs. So even if they play well, like I just got to see it be sustained throughout the playoffs. But I like the additions that we saw. I think this is a good place for James Harden. Last season was like one of the first seasons in a while that we was able to be like, okay, James Harden, like, you did all right. But we're gonna see how they do, man. I feel bad for Tyronn Lue, man. He lost Paul George, and he still got to deal with Kawhi Leonard and possibly even his antics.
Mm, Okay, the Los Angeles Clippers. Everybody know that was my team. It's been my team for the last 3-4 years. It's been the same thing after each season. You waiting for Kawhi Leonard to be healthy for at least when it counts, at least for the playoffs. We just seen this Olympics. It looked like he was finna play with the Olympic team, and 5 minutes later he went back home. I think because the Clippers told him to bring your ass back home. You ain't gonna play for the Olympics. You ain't gonna play for. You ain't gonna play for the Olympics. You don't play for us. When you say they're gonna have a tough time, even if they have the usual injury problems, I think Kawhi Leonard played his most games in a while. I think he played over 65 games last year, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of ran out of gas there at the end of the year. Let's just call it what it is. It's all predicated on
Health.
Kawhi Leonard's health. James Harden has been solid the last couple years, I would say. They did pick up Kevin Porter Jr., who I think is immensely talented, and with at the right spot, he can make a huge impact to your basketball team. I just think if you're missing Kawhi Leonard for any type of time, even if it's a significant amount of time, I think they still will be a good team. When you look at the team, they still got a lot of good players, and James Harden can lead, Terrence Mann, Norman Powell. I always like Zubac, Nicholas Batum. This is PJ Tucker, Mo Bamba. These guys can win you some games, but it just depends on the health of the top guys up there at the top.
I
That's all.
wouldn't put PJ Tucker in that win some games thing at this point.
He plays defense. He does winning things. Play defense. You win games playing defense.
The one thing with the Clippers, now I know that a lot of people are naturally going to talk about the Clippers and what they could do with Kawhi, but without Kawhi Leonard on that team over the 5 years since Kawhi Leonard has been in the Clippers, without Leonard in the game, they're still above 500 team, 52-42 over the course of that time period without Kawhi Leonard. And then, even though the Kawhi and Paul George have been there 5 years together, they've only played a total of 60 games together, less than 60. 50 games together. That's crazy, right?
That's
So they're
bananas.
hoping that by adding the depth that they've added, right, and Derrick Jones Jr., Chris Dunn, I almost forgot about Kevin Porter Jr., who had a really good season before he was out the NBA. They're hoping that they've done enough for this team to be good enough to stay afloat, even if Kawhi doesn't do games. To C-Dub's point, he did play over 60 games last season, so that's a solid point in it. But it has to be the Clippers getting back to being a really good defense. And that's the question. Have they added enough to be a good defensive team? They've been bad defense, well, middle of the pack defensively the last 2 years. Can they be a good defensive team? That's the thing I think you have to look at for this team.
True.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the Clippers right now. Kev, you said they top heavy. I think they was more top heavy last season. I think is right now is more balanced out. I know that the big concern right now with the Clippers is Kawhi Leonard, but I still say you got a lot of good pieces that you can lean on. And it's Ty Lue. We know he can coach his ass off. So I'm looking at the Clippers as one of those teams and agree with you on the point that still be in the mix and see Doug's point is still being a good team. I know that it's going to always come down to Kawhi Leonard. I don't really want to focus on him. I'm going to focus on the others that I believe is going to be there more so than Kawhi Leonard. Norman Powell, Hooper. You know what I'm saying? And then Kai Jones,
Powell.
you know what I'm saying? Young player, you know, probably with a little bit of upside left. We shall see. I'm not really too much of a fan of him, but they brought him in up in there to try to help him out. Then you go get Mo Bamba, a guy that's, you know what I'm saying, kind of a little shaky a little bit, but I've seen Ty Lue get the best out of his players. You go get and add a guy in Derrick Jones Jr. I really love that addition. And right now, within his division, I say they right there at the top as one of the deepest within this division.
This team got to have the worst motherfuckers to have their 1 and 2 leaders on this team. Because the fact that they had to bring in so much rotation, they're not even about, they're bottom heavy as hell because they don't believe that their top stars is going to do what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. That has to be some of the worst situations because at the end of the day, let's be honest. Yeah, they moving into a new stadium. Yeah, they got a new thing going on, but they supposed to be winning some fucking championship. So this championship a bust.
They supposed to be
at the end of the day, yeah, they're gonna be a team that wins to 45 to 50 wins. Yeah, but they ain't gonna win this championship. They ain't winning no championship unless Kawhi loses his mind again, like he was in Toronto. And yeah, am I crazy enough to say that I don't believe that shit gonna happen?
No, you ain't crazy. You ain't crazy.
So it like I said, this is a team that's gonna win a lot of games, but when it comes down to it, they're gonna get their ass whooped in the first or 2 second rounds.
All I got to say, what James Harden got to do with this? What did he do?
Existed.
The beard.
It don't take much for Steve-O to be triggered by James Harden. Bro.
I'm not even triggered. If you look at what does he do? He has an amazing season, and what happens in the playoffs?
Oh yeah, I mean that's every time.
Fair enough.
So that's my point. Like at the end of the day, we
to be fair, he's gotten better over the last couple of seasons. I'll say that.
He gave you a game or two over the last 2 seasons. He gave you a game and he disappeared. But he disappears in the most important game. So this is the problem I'm having. The top main player, you don't know if he gonna be there when you get to that situation. And then you got James Harden who tends to shy away in that situation. So what you gonna lean? Nicholas Batum can hold it down. Kevin can hold it down alongside with the defense. They have for the defensive part, they have the perfect squad to be a top 5 defense.
They do
from the wing and down low. They could be interiorly nice.
Yep.
Perimeterly nice. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to the important games, I just don't think they're gonna be able to do it because they haven't shown us that they have been able to do it the last 3 years.
I didn't realize they picked up Kai Jones too, another defensive.
Yeah, but that's a big bastard too who got a growth spurt. He's 6'11" now.
Don't forget about Bones Highland either. Bones Highland can hoop too.
Bone Highland is one of those guys who's always better in theory than reality. Like he has good games that he plays. Like Bones Highland will put together a 5 or 6 game stretch of playing really good, and you're like, yeah, damn, Bones is good, and then disappear for the next 15 games.
Bones Highland, below average Lou Will.
That's because his name is Bones like, for a reason. He's 6'2", 169 pounds. Buddy is.
He's such a good scorer. He's one of those guys that can win you a playoff game that some of your stars are not really playing.
Where? He's never scored over 13 points in his career.
He's 23 years old.
I don't care, but to say he's a really good scorer for somebody who's never scored out of where he shoots 39% from the field for his career and 36% from three. Where is that a really good scorer?
He's a young scorer. I've seen him put up some good numbers in games.
He a below average.
Yeah, and Corey Brewer 50 on some of that doesn't make him a good scorer for his career.
He's way better than Corey Brewer.
I'm not saying he's not, but I'm saying to say he's a solid role player. He's not a really good scorer.
That motherfucker ain't better than that motherfucker. Hold on, that motherfucker ain't better than Roddy Brewer.
Yes, he is. What are you talking about? Yes, he is. What is his thing? He scores. You got people that play defense, he scores.
If your thing is scoring and you shoot 39%, have never averaged over 12 points per game, that's not a good thing.
How many minutes he averaged at that?
At that, almost 50 minutes. 19 and a half minutes is most effective season.
No, 19 minutes. You ain't score over 13 points. No, you're not that good of a scorer. You're not. And you a defensive liability? Hell no.
Okay.
You ain't even Lou Wills. That's disrespectful, Lou Wills. I apologize.
No, he ain't Lou Williams. What the hell?
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt and say he was below average, but he ain't even below average.
I think he a good scorer.
It's below average.
Subterranean average.
Let's go ahead. I ain't gonna get to no argument about those motherfucking names.
We don't need to get in no argument of all people, Bone Tyler, because we got
right.
That fucking be wild. By the way, I just want to throw this in. A true shooting percentage of for his career, 49%. He's not a good scorer. With that said, let's go ahead and move on from that to the next team that we're going to talk about is the Phoenix Suns. I love fucking with Dub. To the Phoenix Suns. This is a team that added Tyus Jones, who actually liked for this team. They needed a point guard. Monty Morris, Mason Plumlee, Eric Gordon, Drew Eubanks are gone. They also hired Mike Budenholzer as a new coach for them. This is a team that I look at and I say this. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Like they're gonna win. No, you thought everybody. I look at this team and I'm saying this. They are going to be. They added Osu Ighodaro as well, who's a player that I actually think can help them as a rookie. But the Phoenix Suns are a team that are on blow up watch, and the only reason why I say that is because if this thing comes crashing down again, somebody got to go. They better hope that Tyus Jones figures it out because I think. Somebody got to go. Go ahead, Steve.
But let me attack this first because I'm going to go somewhere. And it's not because y'all think I hate Kevin or Brad. Let me cook for a second. I think they're going to come to a decision midway before trade deadline and realize we just need to go ahead, cut our losses, and put out fillers for Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal. Because that shit just ain't going to work. It's not going to work. And coming off the Olympics, I think Devin ain't gonna be a new motherfucker, and he don't need them on that team. The reason why I said that is if you pay attention to the Olympic game, he put aside scoring because he really could have gave 40 to anybody. Mm-hmm. That motherfucker was out there guarding some of the best players on the teams in the Olympics on ball. Mm-hmm. I ain't know he could sit down and guard people like that. So on top of that, the leadership that I seen. The consistency I seen during the tough games, I think you need to just build around the motherfucker that you tried to, but I don't know if putting an all-world scorer and another type of all-world elite scorer next to him, that's gonna be a hindrance to his game. Build around him correctly so he could become the franchise he is, but let him flourish as the franchise guy. And you can get some nice pieces for Bradley Beal and KD. So I think halfway through the season at the trade deadline, they need to make that move. So I think that's what they're going to be playing up to that point.
Mm-hmm. I look at Phoenix kind of similar to how I look at the Clippers. It's like you're going to have the moments where they look like a championship team, but you know that at the end of the day, they just don't have enough for whatever reason. Bradley Beal, for example, I'm not even sure he's played. How many games has he averaged the season over the last couple of years? Like, it hasn't really been that good for him. And then even on top of that, he's small, but he's not a ball handler to the point where he can run the offense for you. So
Nope.
I just don't know how I feel about Phoenix, man. Like, I love KD. He's an all-time great, probably top 3 best type scorers in NBA history. But I just don't know, man. I don't think this team has what it takes to be a true contender. And they're in a muddy division. That this division last year won almost 60% of their games combined, with everybody in the division finishing above 500, and all of them made some type of playoff appearance, whether it was the play in or the actual playoffs. So, like, Phoenix can't afford to go on any type of losing streaks, so on and so forth, or they'll find themselves falling from 3rd to 7th and have to fight their way into the playoffs. And it just looks like that's what's going to happen. I just don't believe in Bradley Beal's health or his ability to fit in on his team. And I agree with you, Steve-O, with what you said about Booker, man. That was poetic. And it's true. And he's a Kobe acolyte. So now he's added the Kobe Bryant approach to defense to an already really good offensive game. He's going to be something to watch. But I just don't know if he can do it with this roster as it's currently constructed.
And Bradley Beal hasn't played more than 55 games in the last 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I'm looking at this Phoenix Suns team with some intrigue. Not gonna lie to you. My original point or perception of Tyus Jones when he left Memphis, I was like, bro, he about to go over there in DC and do something. He ain't do nothing. But the thing is that I think it could give him a chance, and I know it ain't much that could be given to him. But when you go play with great players, things look a little different. And when Tyus Jones was behind Ja Morant, which is another caveat to it, because now we are expecting him to be at the front again, it could be a little challenging. But when we seen him with a decent system, he was able to thrive in. But then there comes the other problem. Mike Budenholzer. I don't know if he's just that good of a coach when it comes to the offensive X's and O's, to where you can help all these players mold well enough, how you can help all these guys generate good offensive possessions. Because I see Mike Budenholzer, you know what I'm saying, with a excelling Atlanta squad. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying they was gonna be world beaters, but they got ran out the gym when they faced other teams in the playoffs. And when we talk about Giannis, they had a letdown because guys built the wall and he refused to adjust. So if these guys start off well and then they start to hit, you know what I'm saying, some turbulence or hit a couple speed bumps, will he be able to adjust? Will he be able to get the best out of his point guard spot? And his KD, I know how great he's going to be, but is it going to be enough? That's why I agree with everything you said, Steve-O. It might have to come down to that point, to really, really focusing on building for the future and trying to see if you can recuperate some assets in this upcoming draft.
Yeah, they did fire their coach to get the same coach.
I'm not down on Mike Budenholzer because he's a champion. He's done it before. I don't care who he had on his team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not down on him either. He did it. Everybody can't be an NBA champion. Everybody has to go through it and get their ring there and their own path. But anyway, to Phoenix. Everybody's not really high on Phoenix, but guess what? Whoop-de-doo, I am. I think this year, this is going to be the chance that this team finally realize the talent they got on this team. First of all, they ain't played a lot of games with each other, and I'm talking about the big three and Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker. If they can get that thing right, and it should, when you got great players like this, all it takes is a little time to get them all together and get them competing at the same pace. And then you add the role players that help them out. I think this is the year that Bo will actually help a team.
In the year of 2024, you think that this is the year that Bo, of all people to look at on this team, Bo's the one that you want to point out here?
Yeah. Bo
help a team. I'm an Oregon fan. I'm just saying.
I don't care if you.
He don't care about basketball like that.
Okay. I think this is the year. Hi.
hey, baby, hey, good
I
to see
think
you.
this is the year. I think
Damn,
this
another
is
one.
Everybody's sweet.
I think this is the year that Bobo and the entire Phoenix Suns finally come together and put it all together. Because I got another prediction. I think this is the year. This is the final year, the last chance that Kevin Durant wins MVP. He's gonna win MVP this year. Kevin Durant. Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones is the one that's gonna move everything. He is what's gonna make this team go. They need a point guard, and they finally got one in Tyus Jones. Watch out for Phoenix. They gonna be competitive all year. You can't doubt the star power. They got role players up the yin yang. Josh Okogie, Royce O'Neal. You got
Josh Okogie ain't been good in 4 years.
good role player. He could come play defense. He athletic, and he was shooting threes
He
last
ain't
year.
been athletic since he hurt his knee.
He's athletic.
Hey, see though, for real, who paid you to say all this?
Ain't nobody pay me shit.
See, somebody definitely paid you. First of all, I agree with you saying about Tyus Jones. Bradley Beal has averaged playing 47 games per year for the last 4 years.
Mhm.
Then on top of that, Grayson Allen had a great season last year shooting through. Like, people don't talk about how Grayson Allen was an effective and volume 3-point shooter last year. Actually, one of the best in the NBA.
Yes.
Crazy enough. But to say Bol is probably the fourth center on the depth chart for this team. He's not going to see the court. On top of that, they call Josh Okogie still a good role player and athletic. Boy, that man damn near played the same game as Lonzo Ball the last 3 years. Yeah, man, ain't helping nobody, bro.
Josh Okogie got tick last year with Phoenix. How many minutes per game he played? He got tick. When we played him, I'm a Chicago
He
Bulls
played
fan.
16 minutes and only played 60 games for them and averaged 4.6 points per game.
He got some tick. He's a role player. How many points you think he gonna score with them 3 on the team?
But it's not about that. But
16 minutes. I got 4 points.
Exactly. He has more players now ahead of him than what he had last year. He's not really going to see the court.
I just heard 16 minutes and 4. You think everybody can score?
Sir,
in the
I'm gonna just debunk this whole shit. You said they gonna jail. It's never going to jail. Only one player in this big three can play all ball, and
Now,
that's KD.
I'm not going to say that they're not going to jail. To me, if Tyus Jones is the point guard that they need, and they have the balls to start him, which would mean theoretically either you're going to take Bradley Beal or Grayson Allen out of the starting lineup. Probably going to be Grayson Allen.
Bradley Beal.
Why are we acting like this motherfucker Chris Paul or something? It's Tyus Jones.
But if you look at Tyus Jones, what he's able to create when he has the ball in his hand, he actually is one of the best assist to turnover ratios and creators in the NBA.
I'm not saying he ain't
don't
solid.
use him.
I ain't saying he ain't solid, but if they motherfuckers couldn't do it with Chris Paul, I'm not finna sit here acting like this motherfucker finna be a big difference.
But most of
Chris
that
Paul didn't play with them 3. He didn't even play with the big 3.
He didn't need to play with it. If he could do it fucking with KD and Booker, he could do that. If that didn't work, I'm not finna think adding Bradley Beal to the situation, taking Chris Paul out, putting Tyrese is finna be a bigger difference.
It's not about being a bigger difference, but it's going to be a difference maker. Tyus Jones,
fit.
He can
that don't fit.
But he can run an offense. Is the point? Just historically, his numbers,
and he doesn't need a lot of shots to be effective
right. And
as well.
It just shows you. I mean, like
He's
done it with a second unit for the most time.
It's
most
not
of the career
that.
He was effective.
The first thing I said was the only player in this big 3 that could play off ball,
KD,
is KD. That's why this shit is never gonna work.
Devin Booker.
That philosophy. Nobody has figured out how to play with 2 elite ball handlers and somebody else that can do that and could be off ball. Nobody has figured that out yet because it's damn near impossible. It's 2
Miami.
They played who?
LeBron and
that's 2 people.
What do you mean? You said 2 elite ball handlers. That's 2 elite ball handlers.
Big 3. Okay, and Bosh was Bosh and KD is 2 different. That's 2 different things.
Yeah,
Bosh focused on the defensive end and made the shot that he need to make. KD not gonna play that role.
He's not.
Y'all keep hating
So
on
so
KD.
so you saying that KD is gonna take a even lesser role than he is now
No,
into a
KD
Chris
don't.
Bosh role?
KD never takes a lesser role. KD just fits in and ball. He can
He
fit
can
into
fit,
any.
but the reason he can fit in because it's off ball.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Beal need the ball. Devin Booker need the ball.
They'll get the ball. It ain't about it. Ain't that ain't like the point guard gonna have the ball every time up and down the court, bro. They gonna get their chances to play, make it, operate with the ball, bro. That's
I don't see
basketball.
how it
Not
works.
every time, bro.
We'll see.
KD for
We'll see it work.
MVP. Let's go.
His ass gonna finish 7th.
He gonna need, you know damn well he ain't playing full seasons neither. He gonna need a hairline surgery mid-season.
Oh my god.
Shout out to KD. Come to the show,
Next
KD.
team.
We'll let
That's
kick it with.
crazy. All right, let's move on to the next team. That's crazy. Next team, the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, this is a team I'm gonna let y'all know again, much like I said before. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care. I hate it. I look at this Lakers team and I say this. This is a talented team. They do have some talent on it. This is a team that I do think, if I'm being realistic and coming out of my own personal bias for it and being real, I do think this is a team that could win between 45 and 50 games. They added Dalton Connect. DJ Ham's out. JJ Redick's in. Theoretically, if JJ Redick is as good of a coach as what people think he can be, I don't know how much he's going to be there right away in his first season. This is a team that can win some games. We know LeBron and Anthony Davis played over 1,700 minutes together, which is the highest total in their 5 years playing together. So that bodes some things. You got Connect in there, who was a 5th-year senior, who you hope is going to be able to come and play his role. He played better as the summer league went on. If he can play and help stretch that floor, Austin Reeves is a role player that is okay, but I think they overvalue him for what it's worth. I just look at it and say this. This is a team that didn't add very much, and for them to improve a lot, it has to mean that either somebody like a Connect has to accelerate, or you need Jared Vanderbilt with better help to help play better defense for you overall. I just don't know how to feel about this Lakers team. How you guys feel?
I don't know how to feel about these guys either, because you see what, you know what I'm saying? And it was the discussion with Anthony Davis and LeBron James and how well they're playing in the Olympics. But the thing is that they're playing with other great players. You got idiots like D'Angelo Russell talking about, so I'm kind of like Steph. Not in this world, my guy. Stop it.
Smoking it, boy.
Talking about he can get as hot as Steph Curry. And that's why y'all ain't been winning, because your lackluster play has hurt the team from the point guard spot. I believe that Dalton Connect, you know what I'm saying, as a young player can come in and probably give him something, but I'm not banking on that. Austin Reeves is another player who comes in, and I like what I see from Austin Reeves, but it's the consistency with him. And then they banking on him to be that volume scorer that they need him to be, to kind of help out LeBron James and Anthony Davis when they want to miss games. I like, you know what I'm saying, they got a lot of good names on here, but you're dealing with a lot of health issues too. That's with your two main guys. That's with Jared Vanderbilt. You got you don't know how focused D'Angelo Russell is. You ain't seen much of Gabe Vincent. I honestly don't even know why they picked him up in the first place. It's just too many questions for me. But I say they'd still be right there in the play-in.
And that's fair. And I'm gonna start with the young guys they drafted in Dalton Connect. I think he's gonna be a really good player in this league. I don't know how good he'll be for the first couple seasons with LeBron James on the team, but at least if he can spot up, he'll definitely get a lot of shots and open shots from LeBron. Bronny James, I think he's gonna see some time on the court. I don't know how that helps the team in any way, but he will see time on the court. But let's just get to the roster, and this is a little just underwhelming roster, bro. Like when you look over the roster, you got guys in there like Jackson Haize, you got Colin Castleton and Skylar Mays and Cam Reddish, and who are these people?
Christian Wood is still. We know who Cam Reddish is, but Christian Wood is on this team, bro.
Like, bro, it's just.
But
not,
he's better than Bobo.
No, he's not. He's not better than Bobo.
Bro, he's better than Bobo.
He's not better than Bobo.
He's better than Bobo.
Bro. His contract says he's better than Bobo. Do you know the last deal he just signed in Houston?
Look. We're not talking about the Phoenix Suns no more.
Right.
You said
The Lakers. Y'all be baiting on it, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I just think this team is gonna struggle to get in the play-in. Just to keep it real fresh. I don't see a lot of talent besides LeBron and AD. I'm sorry.
So for me,
team.
like,
go ahead.
Any team with LeBron on it has a chance to make the playoffs. That's just how it goes. He's the face of the NBA, regardless of who your favorite player is. Proof is in the pudding with the national TV schedule. LeBron basically just led the Team USA to a gold medal. I know that a lot of people are up in arms about the MVP not going to Steph Curry, and rightfully so. I can understand that argument. But LeBron is still LeBron. Okay. And he's going to manufacture wins in a healthy Anthony Davis, which we've gotten for the better part of the last 2 or 3 seasons or so, like where he's not, it's new NBA healthy. You know how new NBA healthy is. If you play 65, 70 games, you're healthy.
You're healthy.
But I think defensively, he's still going to be an anchor down low. But again, the Lakers are going to be the Lakers. They might win 45 games. They might win 42 games. You just don't know. But they will be, must-watch TV. And I like the storyline of LeBron and Bronny. Like, I want to see Bronny have some growth this year. Like, there's a lot of heat coming in his direction. So it'd be cool to see if he develop into, let's say, a defensive stopper, or if he starts to consistently hitting the corner 3, because that's really what they're going to expect from him.
From who? Bronny James?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that he's going to do it. I ain't saying he's going to. I'm saying
Kev, you're disappointing me right now, bro.
What you mean?
Bro, take a nap, bro. Like, bro.
You said it yourself that he's going to
get your activity today, bro. Did you get your tapioca pudding? What is happening right now?
He's going to see time on the floor. We don't know if that's going to help the team. I say that I want to see, with the time that he has on the floor, if he could do some things well. That's all. Like, I'm not expecting him to be relied upon. That's it. I just want to see if he could grow with the opportunity that he's been given. That's just my perspective on the whole LeBron James saga. But yeah, the Lakers are going to be the Lakers. Austin Reeves.
Bobby will lock up Bronny James right now.
Oh, bro, I'll put money on it.
How much we talking?
I know Bobby Jr. definitely lock him up. But
that's funny.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. First order of business, they need to fire Rob Pelinka. It's done.
Yep.
It's done.
Too scared.
He is the way he just depleted this championship team don't make no damn sense. It just really don't. And it's just right now it's just a team full of players that don't fit. This is not a team with LeBron that is ever going to win nothing with, because it just don't fit him. D'Angelo Russell is not a true point guard. He needs a true point guard. I never understood why they put him on the Lakers. It just never made sense. He need to do his own thing with somebody else. What they need to go do is see if fucking one of these point guards that's in shape or something. They need to bring back Rondo or something, Ricky Rubio.
Damn.
like that's what they truly need they need a very, very, very smart point guard to run this offense. And motherfuckers just need to make shots, play defense, and get the hell out the way of LeBron and AD, and hopefully they stay healthy. That's the plan of this team.
40 wins, Steve?
They can win 40.
Yeah, it's about that.
They can.
That's the ceiling for me.
It's going to be very hard. And then I don't know what the hell JJ Redick finna come in and do. So
that's a fact.
He gonna fold under pressure, Joe. That LA scene finna eat him alive.
Bro, let's hope not. I like JJ Redick. I hope he has a successful NBA career, but it may end up working out like Jason Kidd. Maybe the first destination doesn't work out for him, and the second one does. We'll see what happens.
A lot of pressure.
My thing with him, he a great basketball mind, but the signs always said point guards is the best coaches, and you wasn't no point guard, sir.
Catch and shoot.
Jason Kidd was.
We'll see. We'll see.
Ty Lue was.
Mark Jackson. Steve Kerr.
Moving on from that,
Avery Johnson.
Is we finna keep going?
I'm just saying, it's just the proof. The proof is in the pudding. Like the side that not shown that
Phil Jackson was a 4.
Yep.
But in his day, he ran like he set up some passes and shit. Like
yeah, he was a solid passing fool.
Like I'm just saying, when have we ever seen a shooter? All we asked him to do was shoot. Like I'm not like we all know he's a brilliant basketball mind, but we wasn't seeing him motherfucking making up plays he wasn't doing that. That's a different type of responsibility the point guard have.
Well,
we gonna see.
We'll see. Next team on the list is Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings, who completed the signing trade for DeMar DeRozan, their biggest acquisition this offseason. They lose Harrison Barnes, Davion Mitchell as well on this team. This is a team that impressed last year. They had some things, but it seems like they made their strength stronger by acquiring DeMar DeRozan. They already had a very good clutch player in Fox, who was a clutch player of the year candidate as well, just like DeMar DeRozan. So it seems like they doubled down on their strengths without really addressing some of their weaknesses. Now, maybe they hoped that Devin Carter was going to do that. He now has the injury. I don't think he's slated to play at any this season. But this is a team that offensively, you can see what they can do in the half court. You got Sabonis there, I believe, led the leagues in triple doubles last year. But other than that, defensively, this team's about to be barbecue chicken. Every single night, it seems like.
Motherfucking chicken. Yes, that's what it's finna be. Look, and you know what? They're gonna win more regular season games just fair. For the honeymoon period of DeMar DeRozan. But we all know DeMar DeRozan. And when it comes to the playoffs, look for a shrinkage. And I ain't talking about cold water. He does not come in for you in the playoffs.
Are you saying the braids going to shrink? Is that what you're talking about? The braids?
Yeah, we talking about braids.
Yeah,
okay. So I like them in a regular season. They're gonna win some games. They might even challenge for first in the Pacific Division. But when it comes when you got to play the best teams in a playoff situation, I don't trust DeMar DeRozan, gang. I just can't. I can't.
That's fair.
I think they're gonna be all right. I'm not saying they're gonna come out here and win a couple playoff series, because I don't think that's gonna be in their future. But I think I'm with you on this, C-Dub. I think that they're gonna have a decent regular season. I think they're gonna be hyped, and DeMar DeRozan, along with De'Aaron Fox, they're gonna be able to close some games out together. It's still gonna be questions regarding the others around this squad. We know what Keegan Murray upside is, but can he, supplant himself and then, be a consistent force for this squad? I know some people, they like Alex Lynn and Kevin Huerter as some of those role players. Can they be better than what they were last season? Kevin Huerter didn't really have a solid season last season, in my opinion. But I think they're going to win some games, But I think it's maybe a first round victory, but that's a big maybe for me.
Couple of seasons ago, Sacramento was like the darlings of the NBA. Like, they were up and coming. I think they finished third in the Western Conference. And then they ran into the Golden State Warriors and lost in the first round. I like De'Aaron Fox. I really, really like Malik Monk. And had he not gotten hurt at the end of last season, he would have got Sixth Man of the Year. And honestly, maybe they would have had a different fortune, in the playoffs or in the play-in. I think they were in the play-in tournament had he not been hurt. I like this team, man. Like, the sky's the limit. Dub said that they could contend for the number one spot in the Pacific, and that's true. Like, they have the talent. Adding Debo doesn't hurt them offensively, but you guys are absolutely right. Defensively, they're gonna get demolished, man. It's gonna be tough, but they're gonna be a fun team to watch. So Sabonis's game is up there, top tier. When Indiana was dangling him around back a couple of years ago for Patrick Williams, I was all in for that. Like, please, Bulls, make that trade. But it never happened, if that, was actually on the table. But I like Sabonis, man. So this team is going to be fun to watch, but I don't really see them as serious contenders in the Western Conference. I just think they're going to be a good Sacramento team like they were in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I see them as being a fun team. It's going to be a fun team to watch during the regular season. But when things start getting intense in the playoffs, they're going to disappoint. It just is what it is. Like, I get the balance that they have. Like I said, most of the positives I have to say about the Sacramento Kings are all offensively. But when it comes down to the playoffs, you need to be able to lock up defensively. And I just don't see anybody on this team that I'm worried about being a factor defensively consistently for them, other than Devin Carter. But again, he may not even play this season.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point. Who on this team is the designated defender on this team?
Nobody.
The little motherfucker
praying for
from Baylor. Deanne, what's his name? Mitchell.
Oh
He's gone. They
He's
traded
gone.
him.
They
Yeah,
got
They
Mitchell's
traded
gone.
him.
he was their
Okay.
best defensive.
Well, I'm gonna keep it very brief. What they gonna do next year? Same thing.
Mhm.
Yep.
Dang, dang.
Same thing.
Just a little bit different of a way. That's it.
Yep.
That's all they're gonna do.
Yeah,
Like
it's like hey, Sacramento. I see that motherfucker to got his a tattoo of DeMar DeRozan's jersey on. You gonna regret that shit. So I hope you got your legs up. You gonna hate his ass. I'm just telling you that right now.
The one thing I'll give the Kings credit for is that because of how they completed the sign and trade for DeMar DeRozan, they do still have pieces that they can look to move if this team is looking good offensively and they realize, hey, this defense just ain't it. They got contracts that they can move. You got Malik Monk if you need, or Kevin Huerter. They're both making over $15 million per year. You still got Trey Lyles, who you can move if you need to as well. They got some movable contracts if they need to without necessarily affecting their top heavy aspect of their team, but we'll see what happens there. Like having Malik Monk, Kevin Huerter, and DeMar DeRozan there.
It's a turnstile. It's a fucking turnstile.
It's a lot of
he highlights, baby.
DeMar finna come. DeMar gonna hijack their damn offense.
Like
we already know this.
We know this. Like
we know
so, like that's what I'm saying. Like Malik Monk probably ain't gonna be Malik.
Please don't do that to him, DeMar.
Like
it's happening.
I like De'Aaron gonna look like just Aaron. He ain't gonna look like De'Aaron.
Now, I'll say this though: there's always one player that is able to go off with DeMar. Kobe did it last year. Zach did it the year prior, 2 years prior. So there's always is another player that's able to go off. So I think De'Aaron and DeMar are fine. But if you're Keegan Murray, if you're Sabonis, well, yeah, like listen,
that's really the only one because I can see bonus.
And that may be
between them two.
That may be the thing that saves them because they do. Sabonis did lead the league in triple doubles last year. He's a dribble handoff merchant. DeMar can thrive in that.
Double doubles or triple doubles?
Triple doubles.
Triple doubles.
And double doubles too, probably.
Yeah, double doubles too. Like he was a lot of the times they facilitator in some situations. Like
for sure.
I want to see
like that's why I said like I think the forwards like you said King and Murray they won't be affected as much, but like we seen De'Aaron like to implement the mid-range game. That's gonna be gone now. So like and that three ain't like it should be, like it can be when he's hot. So he's just gonna be trying to attack the basket, and I don't know how that's gonna work.
It's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting.
Kobe
they should get
was
somebody in
shooting
the
that
All-Star
motherfucker.
game though. They should get. They bogus last year. They ain't getting none of them Sacramento.
Yeah, that was
Kings in the
wild.
All-Star game.
Oh yeah,
they gotta get at
that's
least
a
one.
fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Especially Sabonis definitely.
Yes,
got in.
Sabonis.
That's definitely true.
Let's get to the last team in this division before we wrap this up.
Can I just say it for you? You
Go
don't
ahead.
give a shit about this team either because they this Golden State. Steve-O talked about Rob Pelinka. What the hell have the Warriors been doing?
What have they become? They literally have. They really hoped that they were going to have that two timelines. You could tell that the Golden State Warriors hoped by this time Jordan Poole, Moody, and Kuminga was going to be them niggas. And then at that point, you were going to be able to ride off with Clay and Draymond and Steph being the old wily vets while these young guys are ready to take over the mantle. What we've seen is maybe Kuminga gets there eventually. He ain't there yet. This Golden State Warriors team, they won 46 games last season. You got to give them credit. They were able to stave off the Houston Rockets from taking that last play-in spot from them. All that's fine and dandy. Here's the thing that I have to ask you guys. Does anybody believe that the Golden State Warriors upgraded anything this year? You went from Klay Thompson, who people try to act like is terrible. You went to Buddy Hield. You lost Chris Paul. You're not worried about that. You lost Dario Saric. You brought in DeAnthony Melton, Kyle Anderson, who everybody calls slow-mo, and Teefs and Buddy Hield.
See, the problem is this is what they
I'm like, who the hell is T?
Bro, that's a name.
Last
bro.
name.
This is what they did.
That
This is what they did.
Buddy
They
Hield
didn't do.
he got choir director teeth. Go ahead, my bad.
Hey, bro,
no.
listen, the worst threat that anybody can give you in the league is saying, Buddy's about to bite your ass.
Oh, that's it, bro.
Hey, bro,
I'm
his
pressing
team,
that
bro.
charge. I'm pressing
That
charge.
motherfucker look like when the elevator door just opened, like on my mouth. Like, but they didn't make moves because they was trying to make big ass moves without giving nobody up at the same time.
Yeah.
They was all trying to get somebody like a Larry Mark and then maybe a BI to Zach Levine, this, that, and the third to pair next to Steph because Steph is well now mode to he out the league. So that's just the case in point. But you don't want to give up Moody, you don't want to give up mainly Kuminga, but you keep putting Kuminga in dumbass situations. And he like, what the fuck? Aaron Wiggins didn't turn out how we thought he would because that motherfucker just don't give a damn for real.
Shang Tsung came and snatched his soul.
That's a dude. I want to do a video of him personally because he could have been the greatest motherfucker and he just don't have the work ethic.
That's raw in college.
Yeah, and we seen a glimpse in that finals runs of what he could have done, and it just we never seen it again. He got paid.
Listen, it's been a year where Canadians be getting their superpower snatched, bro. Like we've seen it.
He was the first one, did because that was before that. But like I don't know. Their best bet is they hope Kuminga turn into what they think Kuminga can turn into. Because without that, I don't know what you can do. Because if you keep trying to make these big moves but not trying to give nobody up, you just gonna be doing the same old song and dance.
I mean, their first mistake was re-signing C-Dub's favorite player,
Draymond.
Because by re-signing Draymond and giving him $100 million contract on some thank you, appreciate all you've done, as opposed to what have you done for me lately? We appreciate what you've done on the way out. We'll give you a nice video tribute, was what they should have done. Because it tied them up financially. So they weren't able to go even after even premier free agents over the last couple of seasons because of it. And honestly, as far as this current iteration of the team is concerned, like losing Klay Thompson, end of an era, shout out to the Golden State Warriors. But it's going to be weird watching this team without Klay Thompson. That's one. And two, I hope Steph Curry just go bananas. I hope he averaged 35. Go out there and
still gonna be losing.
Yeah, they do it up. Of course, I'm not expecting them to win, but I want to see some more magical Steph Curry moments, like we got in the Olympics, like we've gotten throughout his career. As he enters the twilight of his career, it'd be cool to see him go out shooting.
I want to see him shoot that motherfucker from the free throw line.
You feel me? Just do,
bro.
He gonna be like, shit, we getting blown out by 20. Here you go.
Free throw, baby.
I just feel bad. I just feel bad for Steph Curry. This team is gonna be bad. They're gonna be trash. They might as well just tank and try to get Coop. I ain't gonna even lie to you. They might as well tank.
And that's not gonna happen.
And it ain't gonna probably happen. Yeah. Steph, I just feel bad for Steph. That's all I want to talk about is Steph. He's 36 years old, bro. He still look like he in his prime, still making plays like he was doing them like 8 years ago, whatever you want to say. And he's about to waste a whole fucking year of his 36-year-old age. He about to waste it. Nephew said something a year ago. Free Steph Curry. Free him. Let him go.
He don't want to go.
Save him. He don't want to be saved. Can't save him.
That's what I was just about to ask you, C-Dub. Don't you think somebody need to be in this motherfucker here? Like everybody can't beat Kobe. Everybody can't beat Dirk.
Listen, there are 55 million reasons why Steph Curry ain't going nowhere.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's a lot of reasons.
That's not an easy contract to trade for, bro.
But I just feel bad.
Somebody will do it. The Lakers will do it.
What how? The Lakers can't do it unless they're going to include AD.
I would do it. Fuck it.
They'll do that if they look. If they about putting butts in the seats, they'll do it.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. And that's one team where if you're doing it for publicity and for entertainment, go see. I want to see on their last. I want to see Bron and Steph. Fuck it.
That'll be nuts.
That'll be decent. I want to see that too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I want to see it.
Nobody want to keep seeing if AD ass gonna play the whole year. Nobody want to keep seeing that
shit. Man, I feel bad for Steph, man. This shit, he ain't even gonna be having fun, Joe.
He got that Dame Leonard. I want to be loyal.
Listen, all I can say is this. Steph Curry got 1 year left on his contract after this season. He's an unrestricted free agent in the summer of 2026.
That's it.
Leave.
Bye-bye.
That's done.
But
he is getting $114 $15 million over the next 2 years. He all right.
He deserve every
Let me
Yeah,
penny.
he
hold
gonna
a
be
dollar,
at the
big
crib,
dog.
girl.
He all right.
Hey,
He all
let me
right.
let me hold it up, my guy.
He about to be in the crib sucking on Aisha Curry's toes, minding
Okay.
his own fucking business,
All
bro.
right.
No,
Like,
they has already got another. They just had a
They just
baby.
had
They don't
another
need
one.
nothing. Shit.
Hey,
That
why not?
motherfucker gonna
Hey,
have a starting five.
if
You
money
see
was
what
no
happened?
object, I would have 20 kids. So it'd be lit.
we know you would.
Hey.
You fucking goddamn rabbit, nigga. Like,
I would. And I
He
have
would
a
be
lot of
proud as
I would
hell.
have a lot of
Kev's the
dogs
only
too.
person I know who got a woman pregnant by sneezing on her, bro. Like, you gotta watch out for motherfuckers like Kev, bro.
That nigga rubbed her leg.
Oh man, any last thoughts on any of these teams before we get the hell up out of here, fam?
Yeah, it's
See,
gonna be a
Dubs
Kevin
funny
Durant
division.
for
Trade
MVP.
deadline.
It's gonna
It
be
should
a
be
funny
trade
division.
deadline heavy.
I
KD for
love it.
MVP this season. KD for MVP.
That'd be
Any
fun
wagers?
if it
I'll take it.
happened.
Any wagers?
Nobody's listening to that.
Any wagers? Any wagers?
It'd be
Nobody's
funny as
listening to
hell if he get that headline surgery beginning of the season. That'd be funny as hell.
Nah, that would not be smart.
Well, he
Yo
don't need
ass
to
come out with a
every
two.
time anyway. He ain't gonna brush the shit. You know
He get. See, they got a new thing. It's called laser waves. He gonna get laser waves in there, motherfucker.
It's laser waves now.
Tell me more about them laser waves off the air,
Oh,
though.
no.
You guys can follow us at NBA Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, NBA Central Show at gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything basketball related. We out this bitch. Love y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media. This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.